first national level association listed in the field. The main aim and objective of this society are to support and encourage the exchange of clinical information and scientific studies related to sleep disorders. It also aims to educate on the importance of healthy sleep and provide awareness of the adverse consequences of sleep dysfunction on an individual's quality of life and health. It works to fulfill
Professor Dr. Ramesh Chokhani to please come on stage. A big round of applause everyone. Raj Pandey to please join us on stage. Dr. Pandey is a living legend in the medical field. His contribution to this field is remarkable. After completing his MBBS from Calcutta, he did his diploma in tropical medicine and hygiene from England. He is a fellow of Royal College of Physicians, Edinburgh, Nepal Health Research Council, and has chaired as the president of Nepal Hypertension Society and National Front Against Tobacco Use. He was the founder editor of Journal of Nepal Medical Association, Jyotirmaya Suvikyat Trishakti Patta, and Suprasiddha Prabal Gorkha Dakshin Bahu. Dr. Lochen Karki, president of Nepal Medical Association, please come on stage. I would also like to invite the organizing secretary of this conference, Associate Professor Dr. Yogesh Neupani, to please join us on stage. Now, I welcome the members of Organizer Pankaj Pant, Dr. Videsh Vishta, Professor Inku Shrestha, Associate Professor Prajwal Shrestha, Associate Professor Renu Gurung, Associate Professor Pratiksha Tulachan, Associate Professor Monica Pokhrel, and Dr. Sanjit Thapa. Let's welcome them with a huge round of applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, now as we are joined by our dignitaries, I request
Round of applause. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. You may please take your seats. Can you please have you on the mic?
Ashi. Respected Chief Guest, the President of today's anniversary ceremony, respected where we hear from a renowned speaker and exchange views on most recent trend in the management of different sleep disorders.
thank you for your welcome remarks, Dr. Yogesh Neupani. Now it is Professor Dr. Mrigendra Raj Pandey to address the conference.
Is here. I'm really very happy to find out that this is going to be the first conference that started now in this very important subject. You know, the problem is about the sleep problem. This is getting a little bit worse from time to time because many of the things that are happening and how to approach it. It needs a scientific approach, not just taking the pills, but the scientific approach is needed and that we'll learn from this conference. And we'll have to follow it again and again, because unless you get a really good sleep, that is a good sleep is the most important.
Thank you so much for your kind words, sir.
एउटा सब्जेक्टको पनि स्पेसियालिटीको पनि सुपर स्पेसियालिटी भइरहेको बेलामा हामीले आफूलाई अपडेट गर्नु.
Thank you for your supportive words, Dr. Rojat Karki. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite the organizing chairperson, Professor Dr. Ramesh Chokhani, to kindly set the theme and give closing remarks of the opening ceremony.
Everyone, respected Chief Guest, Dr. Virendra Pandey, Guest of Honor, Dr. Lochan. All clinicians have patients in their practice who have sleep disorders. In the decade after the birth of sleep medicine, patients with sleep-related breathing disorders were diagnosed and treated only at academic medical centers. Now, in most cases, diagnosis can be done in patient's own bed, and management can be done by different types of practitioners. Lab in South Asia region was set up in New Delhi in 1991. In Nepal, the first level 3 unattended portable sleep testing unit was introduced in 2005. Since then, we now have countless numbers of level 3 units in our country, and over 10 level 1 sleep labs are currently functioning in the country. Sleep medicine over the years, awareness about many sleep disorders, and not only in the community but also in the medical fraternity. Nepal's Society of Sleep Disorders was founded about 3 years back with the objectives of bringing medical community. This conference will bring us all together to achieve our goals. I hope this 2 days program will give a good flavor of sleep medicine to all the participants and help us serve our community better. Our scientific community has made a very good program, and I hope everyone will have a good learning experience and enjoy participating in this conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your remarks, sir. They certainly provide an appropriate theme for dignitaries from the organizing committee to please come on stage for a group photograph.
Sleep also gradually decreases over the course of time in the human being, and this decrement in the REM sleep is uniform in both day and
currently working at Markham Stouffville Hospital, Canada. She's a member of American Association of Sleep Technologists, Canadian Sleep Society, and started his career in sleep disorder medicine at the Stanford University Sleep Disorders Clinic in 1988. He's currently the clinical director of Neuro Sleep Center in Philippines and has over 34 clinical polysomnographic experiences. He's the current president of the new Network of Asia Pacific Sleep Specialists, a US-based non-profit organization. He's also the president of Glenn Roldan RPGT Inc.
So thank you for inviting me to this session. I've got several different lectures presenting during this next 2 hours. So I'm going to be going through several different slides. I've got a lot of slides, but I'm going to try to decrease it due to the time constraints. Before I start, I always like to quote Confucius. Confucius says, teach me and I'll forget. Show me and I may remember. Which one is it, Mike? Yeah, that's it. Down syndrome. So those have high likelihood of having OSA. Okay? What their normal bedtime and wake time is. We always ask this. We get patients to say, I go to bed 1 a.m. across the hall, where we're going to be doing hands-on mask fitting sessions, and then followed by a mock hookup. Or is it mock hookup first?
Familiar, you're familiar with me. So, this afternoon, we will just show you how it is to do level 1 setup. Because not a lot of hospitals have level 1, so this is what I do in Toronto almost every night. How you place the eye movements, the scorer will be happy with you. You will have a good feedback in the morning. So if you don't do your setup right, you will have about the measurements with a hand. Starting with the tragus here. This is your landmark, and the other tragus on both sides. So you measure that. I won't be able to, you won't be able to see the numbers, but this is your landmark, tragus to tragus. And then, nation to Indian. So this is 100% of your measurement here. So you just, as a tag, you just measure 10, 20 of those. So you start with this for 10, 50, this is 50%, 50% on both sides. This is also 50% here and 50% at the back. You will see that you have a landmark here. This is your landmark for this side. You just measure 10% on your central reference here, and you measure 10% on both sides here for your O1 and O2, the occipital. Occipital is good for, what do you see in occipital more? The hind reference. You see more of the alpha sleep. This is where you get all those 8 to 13 amplitude. And this is your central electrode. You usually have C3 on the left, C4 on the right. And then this is your frontal. You just have to get a banana thing, a banana reference here if you do it. This is your C3, this is your F3. So you measure that 10 and 10. Between that is your P, which is as good for your seizure montage. We usually do that with kids and those people who have. So, again, we have this because the tendency of these full face masks is to block the bridge of the nose. Some people have,
So basically, the patient should just breathe normally. Okay. So we'll connect the hose.
You must be having an experience center to try different types of, because in subcontinent it is very difficult, even in India and
In
Nepal.
your clinic, you can have. If you're more primitive, you can be faster.
Yes, because our flight was delayed. It wasn't traffic design.
Using the therapy also. If it is more than 5, after using the therapy device, then what is the question?
For a condition like a tongue base or an epiglottis getting involved. But unfortunately, there is no validation for that statement. Because earlier, even though in the 90s and early 2000s, there was data that was saying that higher the AHI, more the obstruction. No. I can give you an example of a patient with for life, right? Now, this lady, for whatever reason, would use it if you make it comfortable for her, right? You can't just keep telling her, no matter how much you tell her, that, right? So, evaluation is the key. Why is it that there is so much leak? Why is it that she's getting so... She says, the other lady says that the pressure is so much that the mask is coming out.
Round of applause again. Thank you everyone. Now we'll begin the very last session of today's conference. We have total...
Dr. Srinivasan, that was a wonderful talk, clear and concise. That's why I'm always jealous of surgeons, you always have options. So as a sleep physician, I have no options than to promote PAP therapy in obstructive sleep apnea. That's what I'm doing now. So this
We'll give this doctor to those people who are present here. Those people will stay here. Utsapkati. Is it here? Utsapkati. Dr. Anusmiti Paul. Dr. Munesur Sa. Dr. Rajiv Mahasir.
Thank you, Dr. Vishnupati, and thank you, Sun Pharmaceutical. The sponsors of this conference were Lowenstein Medical, Oxymed, Sun Pharma, Cipla, Biomed International, Respiratory India, and Studio Incorporated. And you sponsors for taking the time and energy to invest in our vision and in the event. Your sponsorship is integral to our ability to present. I request the representatives from the sponsors. First, on behalf of Lowenstein Medical, I would like to call Mr. Indrajit Saha. on behalf of Oxymed, I welcome Mr. Kishore Newpani. For Mr. Madhu Gimire on behalf of CIPLA International, I would like to welcome Mr. Vikas Raimaza. I request Mr. Subodh Raj Shrestha to come on stage on behalf of ResMed India. Any other representative from ResMed India who can come and collect this certificate? Thank you sponsors, and thank you Professor Chokhani for distributing the certificates to the sponsors. Now, for the closing remarks, I would like to welcome on stage Professor E.
Hello, good afternoon everybody, distinguished guests and participants. I would like to thank you on behalf of the organizers and sponsors of this event. It is indeed my pleasure to make a few closing remarks and express gratitude to all those who have made to this event today. Today we achieved an important milestone. Today we are no longer alone in treating this condition. Today we are not a silent minority anymore who used to say that sleep matters. Today our voice is heard. Today we can finally... I would like to close this event with an appeal to each and every one of us to keep learning and sharing regarding sleep and its disorders. Thank you so much, each and every one of you, to pave the way of making this event a reality. I would like to also give my vote of thanks to all participants without whom this event would not have been a reality. Our international faculties, distinguished guests, Dr. Srinivasan Kishore, thank you, sir. Mr. Glenn Roldan, thank you so much, sir. Maggie, our dear Maggie, thank you so much. All the speakers for the excellent presentations. Our sponsors, Lowenstein Medical, Oxymed, Sun Pharma, CIPLA, Biomed International, ResMed in India, and Suryadaya Company. Lastly, also this beautiful venue, Parkview Village Resort, for making it very successful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words.